So the reason I'm inspired, I suppose, is not the right word. But what's the word when someone just gets you so pissed off you want to do something about it? That's probably not inspired. I guess we could say inspired.
Enraged?
Yeah, but it doesn't sound like that motivates you to do anything, right?
Oh,
It's like inspired, but for a negative reason is the word. I don't know. I'm sure the Germans have a word for it that's really long.
There's got to be a word for it. Yeah,
they have 7 words for it,
and it probably said, "Well, the Eskimos, yeah, and the German Eskimos especially."
No, not the Eskimos. They don't have 7 words for inspired but angry. But the Germans,
they have it for ice or water. Yeah,
yes, right.
Ice.
If you want to talk about 1980 snow, they'll have
the Eskimos.
Hundreds.
Perfect.
Hundreds.
They have 1980 ways of saying snow. Anyway, so look, what happened is, as we just were talking about Star Wars Celebration, someone who appeared there, of course, is the president of Lucasfilm herself, Kathleen Kennedy.
Okay.
And among the announcements she made, like I just mentioned, also included the fact that beyond the 3 films that she oversaw at her reign at Lucasfilms, she said there's going to be 3 more. So, man, this just pissed off a lot of incels, and they're going bananas. And so these people who, so I just wanted to provide some counter programming to that because I feel protective and not necessarily of her, but there's probably some.
So Will's going to give us the vol cell perspective.
The what?
Vol cell voluntarily so.
Yeah,
the vol cell,
right? Counter programming to the incels.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. I'm going to make a proclamation right now.
Between
the
now
reason
and the
I
end
don't
of the
have
show
sex is because I choose not to, and that's fine.
Volincell, maybe vol.
Yeah.
You want to get the
right? I'd make the same statement, but just through the end of this show.
Wait, what?
Thanks for waiting, John.
You're welcome.
It'd be great if 5 minutes and he's like, I blew it. What? Put your hands on the front of the camera. So
these buzzing.
We've talked about these people. Is it really buzzing or is this no? It's not real buzzing. We've talked about these people before, whether it's Doomcock or some other jackasses that I just learned about. A lot of their quote unquote, fandom is misogynistic, is toxic, seems more about Kathleen Kennedy as being a woman and less about the decisions that she's made as a business person. And it's just
it seems like that's the entry point to the criticism, isn't it? Like we start there and then they kind of weave in. Yeah, it's
whether you look, I can critique the movies. There's certain things I like or don't like, but it's not because she's a woman.
Right, exactly.
Anyway, so
that has nothing to do with it.
Among the, sort of the rage-inducing things on their side, the things that have now set them, into all a flutter in their parents' basement, is one, her mere presence at Star Wars Celebration contradicted one of the oldest lies about Kennedy. That one that began in at least 2017, as far as I can tell, that her termination was imminent.
That's right.
And I just found a new guy on YouTube. His name is Mike Zero, appropriately.
Oh.
Because that's the amount of times he's getting laid.
Well, now you're giving him press. What are you doing, Will? You're giving him a platform.
No, I want him to know. I want these people to know we know. And our people listening to us know that we know these people.
We see you, Mike Zero.
This guy's making up a bunch of bullshit. Holy cow. But he's been saying she's getting fired. He just said it again. She's getting fired. Wow. And then she appears at Star Wars Celebration and announces she's doing all these movies. I love it. Fucking idiots.
Well, the thing is, she'll probably will get fired eventually one day.
I don't think she'll ever get fired.
You don't think she will? Yeah. Well, so if you say something often enough and eventually it happens, like, I told you. I knew it was going to rain. Yeah. It was just 7 days after I said.
Oh, you reminded me of something altogether else. Doomcock, I dipped in to see what he said about the latest trailer of Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's pointing out how, look, they changed things. Remember I told you there was going to be these bad things? You could tell they were already changing them because of what I said. Yeah,
because of him.
Yes.
Yeah. Because.
You know what?
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's one thing. Another thing they've been saying is that George Lucas is back. He is helping, trying to right the ship, including retconning what happened in Episode 9, the last of the films that we got under Kathleen Kennedy's, work there.
Okay.
No, false. And look, I can tell you what. you don't have to believe me. Again, she just announced 3 new movies she's doing that are coming right off the end of number 9. So
okay, there you go. Yep.
another thing they've been saying is that Kennedy, this is a few months ago, just the end of last year, she was told to keep quiet about Star Wars. Stop talking about Star Wars. Well, we just learned Disney told them to focus on Star Wars, and she just announced a shitload of new Star Wars stuff coming out. Dummies. Now, while these things play on their fans' inability to Google anything other than other angry Star Wars nerds.
Right. Other than one another for the little echo chamber.
Yes.
Right.
They included among some of their videos that they're saying that I got. So some of the stuff I mentioned from this guy, I think his name's Mike Zero. But these other guys called, I think you're called Geeks and Gamers. And we know gamers do not have a good reputation for being, feminists.
Okay.
But the 2 things that I saw them outraged or you're saying about her recently following Star Wars Celebration are easily refutable. In fact, they include video footage that refutes what they say. And it's like, how? And I look at the comments and people are like agreeing with what they just said. So I have an example for you. So this video was all about how angry she got at the interviewer. So she did do an interview in connection with Celebration with IGN, which is a fairly established nerd website and resource. And they said, I'll just play it for you. So I'm going to play for you first her getting asked a question, and then I'll play for you them, giving some color commentary about her response.
Okay.
So here's Kathleen Kennedy being asked, I think, first about some of the Star Wars projects that were announced at last Celebration never came to fruition. So what became of those? Well, they shelved, I think the interview says.
Do you know that there are some that have been shelved?
Well, they haven't been shelved. Most things haven't been shelved. Development is a complicated, long-term process. Some people, we're dealing with scheduling because obviously really talented people are working. So we don't, it's often not a shelving. It's just, is it ready?
And this is what it sounded like to the geeks.
She got pissed. She got pissed. Yeah, she didn't like that question.
Let's see if I can pause this here. Yeah.
So what?
What?
Did she seem pissed? First of all, did she
didn't seem pissed.
No.
And if she was,
what
would that be? What is that evidence of?
Yeah.
Right. But she didn't even. She just sounded like she was clarifying.
I would say she was seriously correcting, but I didn't feel like she felt attacked or she was defending herself.
Yeah.
I think she was informing someone who doesn't understand how the business works, and she's right. I have YouTube videos that I've been planning for 2 years and haven't done them yet because I need stuff. I'm working on stuff, or it's on the back burner because I'm doing something else. That's how everything works in media.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
No, I'm pissed.
Now that sounds pissed. Yes.
Go, John. Go, John.
And then in the second clip, she's asked about what became of Kevin Feige directing a Star Wars film.
Kevin Feige's project was something announced in the press, or I suppose fandom, but there was nothing ever got developed.
Right.
We never discussed an idea. We did, as everybody knows, Kevin's a huge Star Wars fan. And, if he did come up with something, I would be all ears, but that's never really happened. So it's not an abandoned project. It just didn't happen.
And this is how they heard it.
She really wants to push back on that stuff. You know what I mean? It's clear that these questions really fucking bothered her.
Yes.
Like, she got very upset.
What? What?
So, I mean, and these 2 idiots are playing the clips. And in the comments, they're like, yeah, they got to her. She's mad. She's lying. She's so...
And
you
again,
saw it, people.
What if she was upset?
Yeah,
who cares?
But even still,
again,
right.
Yeah, I mean, yes, you're mischaracterizing the reaction, but let's say you weren't. Was she not entitled to be upset with an interviewer over dumb questions? Or, not that these were dumb questions, but what if they were? If you'd been upset.
Right.
Yeah. Both.
Look, I'm not a woman, but it reminds me of that thing that I hear say about how women have to be like flat emotionally, otherwise they're overreacting.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Whereas a man can
excited, you're hysterical. Right. Exactly.
Right.
Whatever.
Oh my God.
Anyway, to your point, John, about you had stuff that's still in development and not quote shelved. These are YouTube guys too. So my thought is look.
But if your content is just reaction dissing, there's not a lot of preparation needed. So you don't have to shelve things. Those projects are easy to do.
Right. Yeah.
And probably like Doomcock, these two jackasses and that Zero dude, they just do it because they know they can get revenue off the backs of the emotional responses of these men.
Right.
That's it. That's target.
I guess I'm the idiot for not doing it since it generates revenue. Right?
Yeah. No, John. The reality is obviously you understand there's larger social implications for just lying to people about others just to make money. Anyway, all right. So these two dudes who
integrity, John.
integrity, there you go. So all these jackasses have several thousand followers too, of course. But they don't have what Kennedy has, which is a list of movies that are both impressive in terms of box office and prestige. I mean, an unassailable track record.